It's a notice of intent to assess, and these are sent out to people who, for some reason, the Department of Revenue's computers think you didn't file a tax return when you should have. The way they get this is Department of Revenue gets data from the IRS. You filed your federal tax form, but for some reason you didn't file a tax form in North Carolina. Maybe good reasons for that. You may not have lived here or worked here and moved here since then. And in the story that I did, a gentleman from Charlotte, he had worked in South Carolina, and for the taxable year 2008, he lived in South Carolina, worked in South Carolina for the whole year. Later, the following spring, moved to North Carolina, and we're guessing, we don't know because the Department of Revenue won't talk about an individual's tax case. That's private. But the next year he moved to North Carolina, apparently did file, but for some reason their data said, well, we need to send this out. Now, I keep saying their data said that is, an individual doesn't see this.
Really? Explain that.
It's all computer generated.
So there's no state employee who is looking at someone's tax filing record and saying, we think there might be something missing here?
Right. There's no Department of Revenue employee looking at it, period. Now, they do spot checks, one out of every, they didn't say how many, they did say they did spot checks. They will do spot checks to make sure there's some sort of accuracy on that. But it may mean that you get a tax form and you don't owe anything, as was the case with this gentleman from Charlotte.
And that brings me to the next question. So, Barry, is this actually a bill?
It looks like a bill.
It sure does.
And you might say, if you read it, that it talks like a bill.
But is it?
But the Department of Revenue says it's not a bill.
It is not a bill.
Now, if you and I get something at our office from a hospital or from a company or something like that, we're just trying to figure this out. We usually get something somewhere in big bold letters that says this is not a bill.
That doesn't say it.
It does not say this is not a bill.